What's going on, guys? Matt here with Car Tech, and this is the Raidmax Sigma. Raidmax Sigma Case comes in at $79.99 right now on Amazon, which honestly is a great deal to get tempered glass not only on the side panel but also to get a great angular design that doesn't sacrifice airflow to create a great design. But before we get too much into the overall design, let's first look at the support this case has. The Sigma is an ATX case with support for ATX, micro ATX, and mini ITX motherboards. It also supports pretty much any length graphics card on the market with nearly 400 millimeters of clearance. The case comes with two 3.5-inch hard drive caddies as well as two SSD caddies in the rear of the case, where all four caddies can be completely removed to create more space for cable management both below the power supply shroud as well as behind the motherboard. For liquid cooling, the case has support for up to a 360mm radiator up front and a 240mm up top, as well as you can fit a 120mm radiator in the rear. For fan support, the case has room for either three 120mm fans or two 140mm fans up front, with support for two 120mm fans or two 140mm fans up top. The rear has support for a 120mm fan or a 140mm fan. There is a 140mm fan that is pre-installed that is a clear fan with a blue LED. For CPU cooler clearance, you have 180 millimeters of clearance, which means you basically could fit any cooler that's on the market right now. For I/O, you get two USB 3.0 ports, a headphone and microphone jack. This is also where the power and reset button are. You also get two dust filters in this case, one behind the front panel, which is easy to remove with magnets, and there is one on the power supply that you can pull out from the back. Now to get into the overall design of the case, which is a really angular design which looks really good in my opinion. It uses mesh cutouts as well as sharp angles to create a very great design with aluminum to complement the angles that are created with the cutouts. This also makes the case stand out because it doesn't just focus on the design of the case. It also creates quite a bit of airflow having all of those cutouts for ventilation. Also having a tempered glass side panel which has a great thickness as well as it's very solid and has a black border around the outer edge to make handling the panel easier to not get it full of fingerprints on the inside of the window. With the case, you can pretty much tell that it's gamer focused with having that angular design as well as having a blue Raidmax LED, which is pretty cool to have underneath shining down from the front of the case. But also you can unplug that if you don't need it or if you don't like having that logo shine. There's also a blue matching logo that's on the power supply shroud, which again, if you don't like that, go ahead and unplug it. Would have liked to see both of these RGB in the next iteration of this case because blue's not going to match everybody's color scheme, and I would really like to see maybe moving to some kind of a similar color scheme to how they did with the Raidmax Prime, which you guys can check out in this video right here, where their RGB fans use the same kind of controller and move that into the case. Cable management in this case is mainly handled by an offset lip that creates a nice passageway for cables to run through. Behind the motherboard you have quite a bit of space to route your cables, but I would like to see just a little bit more to give you a little bit of cleaner run especially for your 12-volt EPS connect. There are also a ton of tie down points for zip ties, which helps keep your cables all organized and managed nice and clean. And overall, the case is pretty easy to run your cables in, and I think for any beginner builder, this is a really easy case to use. One of the main issues I have with this case is the blue LED clear fan that comes with the case. It's a 140mm variant, but it just doesn't look that great in my opinion, especially in this case. It doesn't match the aesthetic of how great it looks on the outside with having the aluminum finish. I would really like to either see an all black fan, or I'd like to see one of their RGB fans that they have. I'll show a picture of them right here, and those would look so much better in my opinion, and I hope that in the next iteration they move to those kind of case fans in the future. Overall, the Raidmax Sigma is one beautiful case. It's got a really nice design. It's a really affordable, and overall it's just a great case. I'll have a link in the description of where you can buy it on Amazon. It's only going for $79.99 right now, which is an amazing deal for getting such a well-built case, as well as having tempered glass on the side panel. It's a great case. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and comment down below what you guys would like to see next. And I'll have some more Raidmax cases coming out in the future, as well as some car videos. So stay tuned. And I'll see you guys in the next video.